Hey, Skull Vikings family. What's up, you purple-blooded warriors? I'm your die-hard Vikings fan, the guy who's been screaming at my TV since the days of Randy Moss torching secondaries. Yeah, that's me right here with you. Last night, Thursday night football hit us like a gut punch from Khalil Mack. And oh man, our boys in purple took a brutal 37-10 beatdown from those sneaky Chargers in LA. But hold up. Did you catch Justin Herbert slicing through our D like it was butter? Or how about our O-line crumbling faster than a bad cheese curd? Stick around because we're diving deep into this heartbreak, piece by piece, with all the raw stats, the what-ifs, and the fire to fuel our comeback. Who's ready to unpack this mess and rally for Detroit? Let's charge in. Imagine this. The stadium lights blazing at SoFi, the crowd roaring like they're at a Chargers cult meeting, and boom, our Vikings trot out looking like they left their fight in Minnesota. That opening drive? A nightmare scripted by our worst enemies. Justin Herbert, cool as ice, marches 83 yards in 14 plays, capping it with a pretty TD toss to rookie sensation Oron Gadsden II, who hauls in 3 catches for 30 yards on that drive alone, including the score. We're talking a 7-0 hole before we even blink, and our defense? They looked like they were still shaking off jet lag, with 4 penalties piling up like snow in a blizzard. Folks, this wasn't just a slow start. It was a full-on avalanche burying us 14-0 in the first quarter. Outscored 41-13 across opening frames this season, outside that Bengals laugher. Heart rates spiking yet? But here's the hook that kept me glued. Wait till you hear how rookie R.J. Mickens almost flipped the script with a pick that had us dreaming of glory, only for our offense to sputter like an old purple people eater engine. And Justin Jefferson? The man's a legend, hitting 8,000 career yards in his 6th season, joining Moss and Chris Carter in Vikings immortality per NFL research. Yet even he couldn't spark magic alone early on. What if one play changes everything? That's the Vikings way. Tease us with hope, then test our loyalty. You feeling that burn in your chest? Good, because we're just warming up on this roller coaster of purple pain and potential. Who's with me? For days after Herbert's wild 420-yard, 2-pick disaster against the Colts, falling behind 21-0 like a bad horror flick sequel, our Thursday showdown felt like deja vu, but with our Vikings on the receiving end of the nightmare. Herbert cleaned up his act, going 13 of 15 for 162 yards against the Blitz alone, per next-gen stats. That's his 4th most Blitz yards ever, echoing his 301-yard shredfest versus us back in 2023 Week 3. He diced us with 3 TD strikes and even scrambled for key gains, totaling 227 passing yards while the Bolts racked up 419 total offensive yards and 7 scoring drives in 9 possessions. Our pass rush? Cooled off faster than a Minnesota winter, blitzes whiffing, coverage busts everywhere. Brian Flores' unit, supposed to be our backbone shepherding young guns like J.J. McCarthy, looked like it forgot the playbook. Zoom in on that second-half pick. Herbert coughed up deep in Chargers territory. Tipped and swiped for a glimmer of hope, but even then, our O couldn't capitalize fully, settling for points after a wild 12-man penalty nullified a score. Herbert faced cleaner pockets than he's seen in a month, thanks to Joe Alt's return anchoring the line. Sacked just once and hit 7 times versus 3 sacks and 15 hits Sunday. Meanwhile, Kamani Vidal bounced back with a TD and gritty second-half runs, helping the Bolts grind out 207 rushing yards total. Stats don't lie. Chargers improved to 5-3, snapping a 3-4 skid, while we're staring at 3-4, more losses than all last year. It's like watching your best friend fumble a sure thing, infuriating, but damn if it doesn't make you root harder. Now, picture me yelling at the screen. Come on, boys, where's that purple fire? This game exposed cracks we can't ignore, but it also spotlights Herbert's wizardry. Dude's a surgeon with that arm. What do you think, Vikings Nation? Was this a wake-up call or a sign of deeper woes? Drop your hottest takes in the comments. I read 'em all. And hey, if you're loving these raw breakdowns from Vikings News Central, smash that like button to keep the energy flowing. We're in this rebuild together. Carson Wentz, our grizzled vet starting his 5th straight under center, stepped up despite that nagging left shoulder tweak. Talk about warrior mode. But man, the law of diminishing returns hit like a blindside sack. He was under siege all night, devoured by 5 sacks behind an O-line missing Brian O'Neill from jump and losing Christian Darrisaw mid-game to injury. Wentz even aggravated that arm swatting at his own batted pass in the second quarter. Yet he gutted it out for 10 points total. Our lone TD, a gritty 4-yard dart to Jordan Addison off a Herbert turnover, marching from the 26 after Josh Metellus' third-quarter pick. Rushing, a measly 16 yards in the first quarter, even with Aaron Jones back. The ground game snoozed harder than a bye-week nap. Break it down. Wentz's overthrow pick early fourth nailed the coffin shut, but blame spreads wide. Our line crumbled, allowing Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu to feast on the edges, while Justin Aboigbe notched 2 first-half sacks after a rough Sunday. J.J. McCarthy, our emergency third-stringer, sat this one out but could eye a Detroit return next week. Though exposing the kid to this heat, Vikings brass gotta ponder that. Stats scream struggle. Offense ranked 22nd in EPA per play last month with Wentz at helm, per USA Today notes. It's like handing your keys to a beat-up jalopy mid-race. Props for the drive, but we need horsepower. Fellow Skull Squad, doesn't this just fire you up to demand better protection? Wentz is no rookie, he's battle-tested, but even legends need a wall. Who's your QB1 dream? Stick with Carson, rush JJM, or trade Magic? Spill it below. Your voice amps this Vikings news vibe. We're bleeding purple tonight, but tomorrow, we rebuild fiercer. Rookie T. Oron Gadsden 2 exploded onto the SoCal scene like his Dolphins legend dad back in the day. First a 7-catch, 164-yard breakout. Sunday, then Thursday's 5 grabs for 77 yards and his second straight TD. All his damage hit in the first half, starting hot with 3 catches on the opening drive, including that dagger TD grab that silenced us early. Later, a 40-yard bomb set up another score, showcasing why this 5th-round steal's averaging 14.3 yards per catch on 27 of 33 targets this season. Chargers schemed to feed him, and boy, did he feast. Mirroring his pop's rookie ascent, stacking showings that scream future star. Envision the route. Slant, snag, score. Gadsden's hands like magnets, shrugging jams and turning shorties into chunk plays. In a game where our secondary leaked like a sieve, he was the leak's architect, helping bolt to that 37-point eruption. Vikings fans, it's salt in the wound seeing a rook torch us, but credit where due. Kid's got that Southern Cal Quake vibe, shaking defenses weekly. With 12 catches over 4 days, he's not slowing. Chargers bet on continuing the buffet. But yo, Purple Pride, does Gadsden's rise make you miss our own rookie gems? Or pump you for our tight end battles? Imagine if we had that pop in purple. Comment your dream T duo. This Vikings news spotlight hurts, but it hypes the league's talent. Keeps us hungry for our bounce back. Slow starts? That's our Achilles heel this season, Vikings faithful. Outside that Bengals blowout, we've been outscored 41-13 in first quarters across 6 games, and Thursday? Catastrophic. For penalties, 16 yards of offense, a dropped pick 6 on D-Bam, 14-0 deficit 17 minutes in, like diving headfirst into Lake Minnetonka without a life vest. Built to build leads and unleash pass rushers, we flipped the script, gifting Chargers momentum they rode to 419 yards. Offense owns some blame for the sputter, but Flores D., the supposed spine propping McCarthy's growth, vanished. Blitzes bounced off, tackles missed, busts galore. Paint the pain. First drive, we punt from deep. Second, 3 and out. Herbert carves untouched. Mack heats edges. And suddenly we're chasing shadows in a 24-3 hole by halftime. This wasn't contender backbone. It was a house of cards in a windstorm, allowing 7 scores in 9 tries. Stats sting: 24th in rush yards allowed, 25th in pass attempt yards, per CBS breakdowns. We've got the pieces. Harrison Smith scheming, Danielle Hunter lurking, but execution? Mia. Skull brothers and sisters, how many slow starts before we tweak the script? Is it coaching, prep, or curse? Hit the comments with your fix-it formula. Let's brainstorm this Vikings news autopsy into action. We're down, not out. Next week's our revenge arc. Chargers D under Jesse Minter roared back from a 3-game train wreck, dominating like their 2024 glory days. even against backup Wentz and our battered line. Khalil Mack and Tuli Tuipulotu torched edges. Justin Aboigbe bagged 2 first-half sacks post-Sunday slump, pressuring Wentz into those 5 burials. Big blow. Derwin James out with ankle, Tony Jefferson nicked and sparse, thrusting rookie R.J. Mickens into fire. After a called-back fumble return TD, he snags Wentz's fourth-quarter overthrow for his first NFL pick, just 10 shy of Dad Ray's tenure tally, mostly Jets tenure. Relive the chaos. Mack's spin moves, Aboigbe's burst. Chargers sacked us relentlessly, holding to 10 points despite special teams flubs like penalties aiding our lone score. Mickens, undrafted gem, steps up huge, his INT sealing the rout as Bolts improved to 5-3. Encouraging for LA, gutting for us. Their unit backed the early season hype we craved for ours. Vikings Nation, envy that D's grit? Or fired up to match it? Mickens' stories inspiring, Dad's legacy, Rook's shine. What's our unsung hero narrative? Share below. Vikings news thrives on your passion. Justin Jefferson, our purple supernova, torched early, doing work that echoed his Hall of Fame trajectory, but alas, solo in a symphony of silence. Hitting 8,000 receiving yards in 6 seasons, joining Randy Moss, 8,375, and Torrey Holt, 8,156, as the only NFLers to do so, per NFL research, and with Moss and Chris Carter as the lone Vikings at that mark. Yet even JJ couldn't haul the offense solo. Run game dormant despite Jones' return, 380 yards on 84 carries, 4.5 average. This year wasted in neutral. Early pops faded as Wentz's heat mounted, leaving Jefferson chasing ghosts. Story time. First quarter, JJ hauls a slant, stiff arms for yards, electric, like 23 vintage. But as Darisaw exits, pressure surges. Targets dry up, and we're left with what-ifs. His milestone, pure fire 8K yards, etching immortality. Chargers secondary, Ladd McConkey's 88-yard night notwithstanding, couldn't fully contain, but our scheme stifled the spark. Fellow fans, JJ's your GOAT? Mine too, that milestone had me teary. How do we feed him more? Comments open. Let's celebrate this Viking legend amid the loss. Aaron Jones' return? Suppose spark plug, but the run game hit snooze, early sleep mode despite his 4 TDs and 4.5 YPC clip. Chargers stuffed us, part of that 16-yard first-quarter joke, as O-line woes let Mack feast. Jones grinded second-half yards, but too late. Total rush 207 for them, crumbs for us. Even with Wentz's mobility tested, ground attack vanished, compounding slow start sins. Visualize. Handoff to 33, bounce right, stuffed at line. Repeat. Jones, X-Pac stud, flashed bursts, but without O'Neal/Darisaw walls, it's futility theater. Stats whisper potential, 380 yards season long, but Thursday? Buried under 5 sacks. Purple posse, Jones fitting in or fish out of water. Dream backfield tweak. Your thoughts fuel this Vikings news fire. Drop M. Injuries mounting like a horror sequel. Darisaw's mid-game exit after knee flare. O'Neal sidelined. Wentz's shoulder bark. Worse. Chargers felt it too. James ankle shelving the snap eater, Jefferson sparse. Our line's patchwork exposed Wentz to hell. Sacks piling as replacements faltered. McCarthy's ankle, not there yet. Per NFL.com. Detroit wait? The toll. Darisaw on play count pregame, yet lost. Wentz bats passes, arms screams. Bolts depth shown. Mickens rises, ours? Cracked. 5 sacks, hits galore. Better than Herbert Sunday, but our nightmare. Skull Squad, injury curse or bad luck? Who's next man up hero? Comment your worry/prayer. We're battle-tested together. Brian Flores D blueprint. Blitz heavy. Lead building beast. Flopped hard. 7 Charger scores, for 119 yards. Pressure fizzled. Busts bled big plays. Outside Bengals rout. First quarter woes, 41-13 scored against. Defined us. Thursday's 14-0 crater the nadir. Pass rushers leashed. Secondary shredded. Where's the shepherd for young O? Narrate the fade. Blitz sails wide. Herbert laughs 162 blitz yards. Missed tackles, drops like that pick-six fumble. Flores scheme, once promise, now puzzle. 25th in pass YPA allowed. Fans, Flores fire or fix. Defensive dream revamp? Your blueprint below. Vikings news needs it. Herbert versus Blitz Mastery 13/15, 162 yards, 2 TDs, 1 INT. Next Gen Gold, rivaling 23's 301-yard clinic on us. Against our whiffed heat, he thrived. Legs adding spice in clean pockets. Alts upgrade. 1 sack versus 3. Carried load post-Colts mess. With Vidal/Jones help. Chargers 5-3 surge our 3-4 slip. Epic duel. Herbert evades. Lasers to Gadsden/McConkey. RD's blitz. Toothless tiger. Career high poise. Dicing like prime rivers. Vikings kin. Herbert scare you most? Counter strategy. Spill. Keeps us sharp. Rookie Mickens debut dazzle. Fumble return TD called back. Then Wentz INT for first pick. Chasing dad's 10. Thrust in post James/Jefferson Hurts. He shone. Sealing route. Undrafted to impact. Chargers gem in special teams woes. Hero arc. Step up. Snag overthrow. Crowd erupts. Dad raised Jets legacy? Mickens closing fast. 10 to go in years? Purple pride. Rook love or envy? Are unsung? Comment chain. Vikings news glows with it. Jefferson's milestone magic. 8K yards. Moss/Carter Club exclusive for Vikings. Early work solo shine, but O-line collapse starve targets. Hit pro football HOF path, yet 37-10 fade dims glow. Still, eternal purple fire. Legend lore, 6 seasons. 8K, stats scream goat. Fade, temporary. JJ's unbreakable. Skull fam, JJ tears or cheers. Milestone party plans? Your love letters below. O-line obituary. No O'Neal, Darisaw down. 5 sacks. Wentz harassed. Alts bolts return? Upgrade envy. Our subs leaky, runs stalled. Better than Herbert's 15 hits, but our sieve. Breakage. Pressure cooker. Bats at passes. Arm agony. Depth test failed. Protection paramount. Fans, line rebuild now? Dream draft? Thoughts torrent. Vikings news soaks it. Run games RIP Jones back, yet dormant. 16 1 yards, stuffed cold. Chargers 207 ground? Our envy. Even Wentz legs tapped out under heat. Ground attack ghosted, sealing slow start doom. Stall tail. Handoffs hit wall. Potential for .5 YPC. Untapped. Wake up needed. Purple ground pounders. Run revival recipe? Jones unleashed how? Comment cook-off. McCarthy's horizon. Ankle mending. Detroit tease? Wentz's 5-start skid begs question. Expose Rook to blaze? Emergency Thursday. But heat's hell. Vikings wary? Prospect peak. JJM's arm talent temps. But protection peril. Return timeline. TBD fire. Skull scouts. Rush Rook or rest. QB quandary vote. Below. Chargers special teams sabotage. Penalties gifting us TD chance. But D's dominance drowned it. Our drops, holds, added to 14-0 crater. Bolts unit flawed, yet stood tall. Flubfest. 12 men nullify, our punt returns meh. Depth decides. Fans, ST shake up? Your fix? Share the spark. Wentz's grit glow, shoulder bark, 5 sacks. Yet TD dart to Addison. Diminishing? Nah, warrior will overthrow aside he battled. Vet valor. Bat passes. Gut drives. Props amid pain. Purple vets. Wentz win or walk. Loyalty lock? Comments. Vikings 3-4 slide. Consecutive LS first time. More losses than 24 full. Chargers 5-3 surge stings. But bye-week blueprint awaits. Hover in power ranks. Per Vikings.com. Eagles loss linger. But Chargers prep pivoted. Slide story. Quick skid. Questions cascade. Contention cling? Skull survivors? Panic or plot? Rebound rank? Your pulse. Wrapping this purple purge, Vikings warriors, 37 to 10 hurts like a frozen tundra tackle. But it's fuel for the fire we know burns deep in US Bank Stadium. From Herbert's Blitz Ballet to Jefferson's Milestone Majesty, Gadsden's Rookie Rumble, and our O-line's epic unravel, this Vikings news deep dive exposed the warts but reignited the why we bleed purple. We've got legends like JJ etching history, vets like Wentz grinding through grit, and a schedule screaming comeback. Detroit, we're coming hungry. What's your biggest takeaway from this TNF thriller? JJ's 8K glory got you hyped? Or Wentz's siege got you scheming fixes? Drop those hot opinions in the comments. I reply to everyone, promise. If this raw rant had you yelling Skol at your screen, smash that like button. Subscribe for daily Vikings news drops to never miss the pulse. And share with your fellow purple fanatics so we grow this army. One love, one fight. Skol Vikings. Forever. Who's ready to roar back?